All right, now we're gonna go. Okay, cool. So we're gonna go out with 3 minutes of, let me move it right here. Okay, 3 minutes of putting up an Instagram post that's engaging. Okay, so let's go. All right, so we already got done with that. Is that crazy how fast that goes? Okay, so I'm gonna save this in my little notes, what I like to do if I don't get something done. And I wanna move it over to Facebook. So we all got our post up. Now we're gonna move on to 2 minutes of creating an Instagram poll on your stories. Okay, so it doesn't have to be fitness or nutrition related or anything like that. Just some kind of poll to get engagement, okay? And if you just hopped on, guys, we're going off this stuff and we're on number 2. So I'm going to set my phone for, my watch for 2 minutes, and we're going to get going. All right, let's go. Uh-oh. All right, guys, so that went fast. All right, so hopefully you got a good pull up. Now we're gonna move on to finding Instagram influencers and following 100 of their followers. So if you guys are like, I don't know how to find my Instagram influencers, you can feel free to watch what I do, because I'm gonna do two different ways and we're gonna spend 10 minutes. All right, I'm gonna turn this to 10 minutes and we're gonna go. Actually, timeout. I'm gonna just show you guys. Okay, so there's two different ways before, and if you guys know how to do it, just go, ignore me. But I'm gonna show for the people that don't know, since you can actually see my screen. So if you're on Instagram, if you click the little, what do you call this? Whatever, the search thing right there, okay? Click it, you're gonna see all these different things, okay? So I like to look at pregnant hashtags, so you're gonna see a lot of that stuff. You're gonna see a lot of baby stuff, because I'm always looking at baby stuff. You're gonna see a lot of desserts. They're usually gluten-free desserts, because that's what I look for. You'll most likely see some bachelor and bachelorette stuff in here, rainbow babies. So this is the stuff that I usually search. So if you're watching a lot of coaches pages, you guys, you're gonna see them pop up in this explore page. Shame on you. Do not watch other coaches, okay? You don't want that to happen. So let's fix that. But you should see something in here that's of your interest. Now, if you do not have that, okay, so say that you have that. Say I click on this girl. She only has 50 likes. So I'm like, she's not going to be a good influencer for me to follow. I might follow her as like a person that I want to get to know, but it's not a lot of likes and comments. So I'm going to look through it. I'm going to try to find someone. Let's see. So she doesn't get a ton either. You want to look for someone who gets like thousands of likes on stuff. Well, not very much. These are not good examples, you guys. Okay, so this foodie person. Okay, so I'm going to click on her account just by clicking on her screen name, and she has 51,000 followers. I think I've told you guys over 30,000. As long as it's not a coach, do not follow coaches. Okay, so this is someone who's not a coach. She's just a fitness enthusiast. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to look at her followers. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to look for quality people from here. Okay, so she's cute, like just going through, and I'm not going to follow like some of these ones that don't have pictures or like it seems weird. Like I'm not going to follow them, but I'm going to follow people who I think I would have interest in. And I'm just going to go through and click follow on the people who I think I would have interest. Okay, now say that you go to your search and you have all stuff that would not help you. Okay, what I would suggest doing is go to a hashtag. Okay, so say I'm going to search hashtag gluten free dessert. Okay, because this is something that I search for. So something that you would want. Okay, I'm going to look for, this might not be a good example, but we'll see. I'm going to go look at these desserts. Okay, this person gets 6,400 likes on stuff. Okay, so I'm going to go to this person's account, or this, whatever, this thing's account, and they have 266 followers. Okay, so I'm going to click on their followers and look for people who look normal. Okay, make sense? All right, so we're going to go through and we're going to do that for 10 minutes, you guys. All right, let's go. And guys, I don't know why I put 10 minutes. We don't need 10 minutes for this. So we're going to drop this down to 5, okay? Okay, guys, so I did 100. You can keep going, but I do want to talk through something really quick if you've already finished yours or if you're still looking for your influencers. Something that I like to do. Shoot, I didn't do it. Okay, we'll go back to this one that I was talking about before. Once I find a good influencer, okay, I make sure that I go to their account, I click on one of their pictures, and I save them in a collection for influencers. Okay, so I have one called IG Influencers. So I click on that and I add them to that. Now, how do you start a collection, guys? You literally, like, even if you have never had a collection before, there's Gabby and her cute baby. Okay, but if you've never had an collection, or yeah, a collection created, you can start it at any time. So say that this is not clicked, okay, and say I have no collections at all. If I click on anyone's picture, okay, anyone's picture, and I have that little flag, I will be able to create a folder. Okay, so you'll see that little plus sign. That's where you create your folders. So I would type in there, IG influencer, and then whatever picture you have will pop up in there, okay? And then you just keep adding to that folder. Now, how do we find our collections? If you're on your main account, you go up to those little bars at the top, okay? And you click on saved, okay? So the little flag thing. You click there, you're gonna see all of your collections. So I have one for Instagram influencers, challenge group prospects, coach potential, postpartum moms, recipes, of course, and they're all desserts. Is that so funny? And then coaching jabs that I see people do, my new coaches, you know, just stuff like that. But the most important ones would be Instagram influencer, challenge group prospect, and coach potential is what I would suggest. Cool? So that way, when you go to do your connections and stuff later on, they're all right there, okay? You can grab your Instagram influencer, and when you go to add people to oh my God, I can't talk. When you go to look at their followers, they're all right there. So if you look at my Instagram influencers, I have like quite a few in there that I go back and like when I find a new one, I add them in there too, okay? All right, so we have, all right, so we're done with that section, guys. We're gonna move on to going through your newsfeed on Instagram and just complimenting people. And then we're gonna go for 3 minutes. So it shouldn't take that long, you guys. You should be able to get through, honestly, more than 10 people in 3 minutes. So 4-word compliments, okay? And not just, oh my God, you're cute, like something with a question, okay? Well, not all of them are gonna be questions, but something that's authentic. All right, let's go. All right, guys. So we got through that part. You want to make sure you're doing that a couple times throughout the day, where you're just going through for a couple minutes and commenting on people's stuff. I cannot talk tonight. Okay, now we're moving on to 5. Okay, so we're gonna go on to Facebook. So you guys will see my Facebook. Let me pull that up. We don't do Facebook normally on these, so that'll be fun. Mine's probably gonna all be coaches. All right, but you're gonna go on and you're gonna go for, what did I say? We're gonna go for 2 minutes on Facebook and just comment on people's stuff in your newsfeed, okay? So let's go. All right, guys, so we are done with that section. Gosh, it goes fast. All right, so we're gonna move on to number 6. Okay, so we're gonna go to Instagram stories and watch stories of other people you're following. So not coaches. So do not go and watch, you guys probably just watched me like comment on so many coaches' posts. That's what was in my newsfeed, okay? But you wanna make sure that you're on Facebook, you're going through and actually liking and commenting on like your current friends. So if your newsfeed is like full of coaches and stuff like mine is, maybe go to your actual friends. So we're gonna show this real quick, okay? So if your newsfeed is like mine with lots of coaches, go to your friends, and all my friends are coaches, so I'm a bad example of this right now. But you're gonna go through, oh my gosh, internet, and you're gonna find someone who's not a coach. These are all coaches. You're gonna find someone who's not, oh, here's one of my customers who I adore. So go through and it might take you a little bit longer, but go through your friends and grab like 3 or 4 of them and like and comment on their stuff. Okay, if your newsfeed is full of mine, it's gonna take like mine with coaches. It's gonna take a couple days of you doing that to kind of pull the coaches out of your newsfeed, but you'll at least get something done. All right, so now we're gonna move on to number 6. So going and watching Instagram stories. So we're gonna do that for 5 minutes. And you're going to engage on these people's stories, guys. Okay, you're not just gonna like go watch them. Like you're gonna have something that you can swipe up. So if you're like, well, how am I gonna do that? Feel free to like keep an eye on what I'm doing. Okay, so we're gonna do that for 5 minutes. All right. All right, you guys, so we made it through that. Now we're gonna move on to, oh, okay, number 7. So we're gonna go to our current following and add people to collections, okay? So you go on to like where your following is. So if you guys have been growing your network and going on and doing 100 people, now we're gonna actually go in and add them either to a challenge group collection or a coaching collection, okay? So what I like to do is I like to click on the little arrows right there, up and down arrow, and you'll see that it says latest or earliest. So I go to latest because I spent like weeks cleaning out my following, you guys, or who I was following. So like I unfollowed like 600 or 6,000 people or something crazy. So this is all new people that I'm following besides you guys that I've been following for a while. So if you have not cleaned out your following, you could probably start with earliest as well. But you want to go through and look for people who go into either one, okay? So we're going to do that. Oh, and we're going to spend 5 minutes doing that.
Are your collections anything more specific than just coach prospect or challenger prospect? Like, do you have anything more detailed? Okay.
Nope. Yep, just that. I can't have anything more than that or I will not stick to it. All right. Oh, and something else, you guys, that I forgot to tell you, and I have another video that I'm doing to show you guys how to do this, but as I'm going through this, if I find people who have a public profile, so I like to always tap and see like, okay, so this person is private because it pops up and gives me this option of like unfollow and it's all this kind of jazzy stuff. So I don't want to unfollow her unless I see something that like we don't get along with. Like I'm like, it's not something that fits my niche. And then I'll unfollow the person and just let it go. But if it's someone who has a public profile, let's see if I can find one. Let's see. These are all going to be private. Okay, so this girl. So I'll go on, I unfollow them, okay? And then I look at her account and I say, okay, do we have some things in common? I think she's a coach, so I'm gonna keep unfollowing her, but say she wasn't a coach and we have something in common. I'm gonna grab her picture, I'm gonna add her into a collection, okay? So either challenge group prospect or coach prospect, because her being a public account, I can still see her posts. But if she's private, I'm gonna keep following her so I can see her posts. Make sense? Does that make sense to you guys? Okay, I wanted to make sure I shared that. Uh-oh. All right, I'm gonna pop up here. All right, guys, so that usually takes me a little bit longer. I like to spend like, how long did we do on that? We did 5 minutes. I usually like to do like 10 to 15 minutes, depending on my time frame. But I wanted to make sure I pointed something else out to you guys. Something that I like to do as well. So as I'm going through, there's things that I look for people that I'll unfollow. So the first thing is, like I said, I'll click to see if they have a public profile. And then I look at their page. Then I look, do they have a creepy picture? Sorry, it's kind of creepy to me. So that would scream, I'm going to unfollow you and keep unfollowing you. Next thing I do is I look for someone who says this girl's super cute. I'll look to see if they're part of another MLM. So if they have like oils or something else, I'm going to unfollow them. I mean, they can follow me and we can build a relationship, but I'm not going to be the one that initiates it because I'm not going to go and like try to take someone from another company unless they're asking me and want to join. Okay. So I also look for their last post. Okay, so I look at their last post and I look at when it was posted. If it's been at least 2 weeks, I will not follow them because there's only one way that I can build a relationship with someone, and it's if they are posting. Okay, so if they're doing Instagram stories and it's been like over 2 weeks, maybe if the person seems like they fit my niche. But if it's been over 2 weeks and they haven't posted and they're not doing Instagram stories, I will unfollow them because there is no way that we can build a relationship. Okay. So this person's really cute, so I'm going to keep her. All right, we're going to move on. All right. We are going to number 8. So we are engaging with those in our collections. Okay, so now we're going to move into our collections. So remember, you go up to the bar up here and you click on your saved. So hopefully you've been adding people in there over the last couple minutes. Now we're going to go engage on those people's accounts. So Megan asked me if I have like different ones. The only different one I have is postpartum moms, just because I've been following people who have been pregnant at the same time as me, and I've been putting them in there because I run postpartum groups, and I'm like, okay, once you have your baby, I'm really going to be continuing to watch you and hopefully be able to help you. So if you guys have like a really specific niche, you can have like a very specific little collection for them. But challenge group coach one is fine. So we're going to spend, what did I say? 10 minutes. Okay, so 10 minutes going in and engaging. Four words, guys, okay? And I like to do comment, compliment, question. If there's something you can't ask a question about, that's okay, okay? And even better, send them a message. All right, 10 minutes. All right, you guys. So we are, we're going to move on down. Oh gosh, it's 9:53. So what we're going to do, you guys, is we're going to jump on and we're just going to send out 5 minutes of invites and then we're going to finish up. Okay. So I want you to go as fast as you possibly can and invite at least 5 people. Actually, you guys, we're going to do 3 minutes, invite 5 people. That's going to take you no time at all. 3 minutes, invite 5 people. Well, let's go. Okay, guys, so we sent out the 5 invites. Now I'm gonna unshare and see if there's any questions. Some of you guys probably saw that I went through and invited some people off of a poll. Here's the thing, you guys. I had like 2 people who voted on the poll, and one of them was like someone who I think is already a coach. So what I do in that instance, you guys, is I will look at who actually saw the story. And people accidentally tap all the time. So what I do is I'll just send them a message. And you guys probably saw my message where I said, and I'll read it to you guys. Because it's a laid back message so that if they see it, they're not going to be like, oh, why is she messaging me this? Oh, I should just saved my screen so you guys could see it. But I just said, hey, I don't know if you meant to vote on my poll or not. About my coaching story, because I'm doing the coaching thing tomorrow, but I can always send it to you if you want. And then I did like the laughing face, and I said, if it was a mistake vote, no worries, happens all the time. Okay, so that way if the person has kind of an inkling in the back of their head that they're like, oh, I kind of want to look into what she does, but they get nervous about asking, I can send it to them, right? They'll be like, you know what, I didn't vote, or I didn't mean to, but I can, sure, I'll check it out, right? You're planting a seed. You're going to have some people who will say, no, I didn't vote, I'm not interested. You still planted a seed, okay? They're still watching your stories. And if they continue to watch your stories, they're interested in what you're doing and you opened the door, okay? So they at least know now that you're not a scary person and that they can reach out to you. Okay, so that's what I do on days that I like run out of people to invite or no one voted on my poll so that I didn't waste that poll. Okay, let's look through any questions. Never done what you're doing. How do you decide coach or challenger? Honestly, I have no method to my madness, Megan. Like no method at all. Like I'll look and I'll see if they post a lot of selfies. I'm like, that person could be a coach. Like that's literally what I think. Like if they post a lot of selfies, I'm like, they could be a coach, right? Or if I see something like health or fitness related, or I just have a vibe that I think like, oh, this person seems confident, they seem like they would make a good coach. If it's someone who is maybe not posting as often, there's less selfies, that's my way of looking at things. Or if they're a postpartum mom, they're gonna like look at me and say, I'm not ready to coach, right? Except for Michaela. I see Michaela's on here and she was a postpartum mama that hopped on. Carrie had to hop off. Any other questions, you guys? Feel free to unmute yourself. We got like 1 or 2 minutes. Yes, no. Was that helpful? Like, did you feel like that helped you guys a lot? Yeah? Okay. So I'm gonna take a picture right now. I don't know where that accent came from, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take one right now. Turn it around. All right, I'm gonna boomerang you guys. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I would do the same thing. Well, thank you for hustling with me. I hope this was